Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how we can get user input from a text box and then turn that and display that as a message back to the user using a Messagebox. So the first thing, if you don't already have Visual Studio installed, go ahead and type Visual Studio Community Edition in Google. Go ahead and download it right here. When you're installing it, you'll just want to make sure you have the .NET desktop installed. So to begin, open Visual Studio. And we're going to create a new project, and it's going to be a C# project. That's this one. We're going to do Windows, and I'm going to scroll down in the list here. Windows Forms App.NET Framework, this one right here. We're going to go ahead and select that. Next, we'll leave the default settings and click Create. Okay, so the very first thing when Visual Studio opens, if you don't already have the toolbox expanded on the left-hand side over here, just come over here and click on it, and then click on the thumbtack in the upper portion of it, so that way we can dock it permanently here. So the very first thing we're going to do is drag a text box into the form. We're going to go down and find it here, text box. We're going to left click it, drag it, and drop it right up here in this form. We're then going to go and grab a button, left click, drag and drop, and I want to display a message to the user here, so I'm going to grab a label as well, left click, drag, drop. I'll line them up a bit. So I'm going to come down here to the bottom right in the properties section and look for the field that says text, and we're using the label here. That's this one right here. So I'm just going to change this. I'm going to say enter your name and hit enter. That'll give us a nice prompt. I'm also going to click on button, and I'm going to come down here to the properties as well, and I'm going to rename it, the text part, to we'll say display name. And I'm going to expand this out here. Perfect. So the user will type in their name here, and we'll click display name. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on our button that we created here in the user interface. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do two things. One, I'm going to create a message to the user. Number two, I'm going to get whatever the user has put in this text box up here, I'm going to have it display it after. So I'm going to type Messagebox dot show, open parentheses, quotation marks, and as I type one, it'll automatically close the other. So I'm going to give a pre-constructed message in here. So welcome, comma, your name is, and I'll leave it like that. So we've already got the end quotes automatically put in here, so I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to click to the right of that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a plus sign, because we're going to attach whatever the user put in that text box. We're going to then attach that onto this message. So the way we do that is via something called string concatenation. Simplified, hit the plus key, and then type in textbox1. You'll see it comes up right in the list here. I can go ahead and select it. Dot text. And that's perfectly fine. Semicolon at the very end. And the reason it's textbox1 is because if we click on it over here in the user interface designer, you'll see in the bottom right, the properties section, the actual name of it is textbox1. We could rename that to something else, but there's no magic behind it. It's just referencing that. So let's go ahead and save our work using the double dis icon up here in the upper left. And then we're going to come over here and click on start. And I'm going to enter my name in here, which is John, and it's going to say welcome, your name is John.